Hello my friends, my name is Daniel Talley and I'm a Christian YouTuber. Welcome to the channel. Now I have a unique Christian ministry. Now normally I don't mix politics and religion as they make strange bedfellows, but today I'm gonna mix the two. And I know some of y'all are gonna be a little bit ticked off. However, I am compelled to mix the two today. You ready? So if I offend you, my apologies. The purpose of this video is to get us to all think about who it is that we're going to be voting for in the 2024 presidential election. With that being said, is Donald Trump a role model and should he be our next president? Before we dive into this question, I gotta say this. Like all of us, Donald Trump is a flawed individual. Thank God for his grace and his mercy. Okay, let's get to it. Sadly, millions of people have made Donald Trump their idol. Donald Trump has become the savior to many. In Trump, we trust. In other words, they've made Donald Trump their God. I've heard many of my evangelical brothers and sisters say that Donald Trump is God's choice, that Donald Trump is God's president for this country, and that America needs him. Here's a comment from one of my previous videos. The viewer wrote, "A true Christian would know and see what is happening in this country and the world. This is not a political battle, but it is a spiritual battle. God has already chosen a side, and his name is Donald J. Trump." Now I agree, this is not a political battle, but rather a spiritual one. With that being said, I don't think Jesus would vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, but rather he put himself in charge. And you know, someday he will. In the eyes of many, Donald Trump can do no wrong. During his presidency, he told over 30,000 lies. Several of his mistresses became his next wife and his baby's mama. He is a convicted felon. He was found liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll for the tune of $5 million. And let's not forget Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels told everybody.
Wow.
As for Donald Trump, what kind of a man sleeps with a corn star while his wife is pregnant and then lies about it and then pays her hush money? I got news for you, doctor. You should have paid him more because it didn't work. Stormy Daniels told everybody. Now listen, what a man does between the sheets and behind closed doors is his business. I gotta tell you, if you can't manage your own household, how you gonna manage this great country of ours? While president, Donald Trump made several statements that were widely criticized as being racially insensitive or offensive. Here are some of the most notable instances that sparked controversy.
After the 2017 Charlottesville rally, where white nationalists clashed with counter-protesters, Trump said there were very fine people on both sides. This comment drew criticism for implying an equivalence between white nationalists and those opposing them. In 2019, Trump tweeted that 4 Democratic congresswomen of color should go back to the places from which they came, though all but one were born in the United States. His comments were condemned as xenophobic and racist. In a 2018 meeting about immigration, Trump allegedly referred to African nations and Haiti as shithole countries, expressing a preference for immigrants from countries like Norway instead. This remark drew backlash from both domestic and international leaders. During his 2015 campaign announcement, Trump said Mexico was sending people that have lots of problems, referring to immigrants as rapists and claiming they bring drugs and crime. In 2016, Trump questioned Judge Gonzalo Curiel's ability to be impartial in the Trump University lawsuit due to his Mexican heritage, calling Curiel a hater and suggesting bias based on his ethnicity. During the pandemic, Trump repeatedly referred to COVID-19 as the China virus or Kung flu, which was criticized for promoting anti-Asian sentiment.
Truthfully, there are many more examples, but I didn't want to turn this video into a mini-series. And then, of course, let us not forget, at a recent rally in New York, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, well, if you want to call him comedian, said the following. "There is literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. I think it's called Puerto Rico." Yo, Tony, you do realize that Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens and that the island of Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Although a Trump representative did denounce this statement, Donald Trump never actually denounced the statement at the rally himself. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. What a shame. Donald Trump had an opportunity to show separation from this bad company, and he chose not to. Donald Trump has done all these things, and yet many people have made him an idol. In fact, many people have made him their God. Listen, I'm just a Christian YouTuber with about 2,700 subscribers. But you know, I don't think God likes that. I've heard many Trump supporters say, Donald Trump is a great businessman. He knows how to run a business. Is that so? Then why has he filed bankruptcy at least 4 times? And sadly, many of his subcontractors were left holding the bag, and many of them were hurt financially. So is Donald Trump really a good businessman? This seems a little questionable. Others have said, I don't always agree with what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth, but I love his policies. So, you love his policies, but at what expense? But you know the thing that really concerns me about Donald Trump?
In a 2015 interview with Frank Luntz at the Family Leadership Summit in Iowa, Trump was asked if he had ever sought forgiveness from God. He responded, I am not sure I have. I just go on and try to do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture.
We all fall short of the glory of God, and we sin every day. We all need God's grace and mercy. God is a righteous judge. Donald J. Trump, we all need forgiveness. Now to the question, is Donald Trump a role model? Well, let me ask you this. Would you want your children to grow up to be just like Donald Trump? Or would you be happy if your daughter married a man just like Donald Trump? Hey, if you're a small business owner and you had a management position available, would Donald Trump meet the criteria for employment? You make the call. I'll leave you with this clip, and God bless America.
Get off your butt and vote!
What you say, old man?
Christ told Moses, man! I got news for you, doctor! It's all about politics and it's election time! Get off your butt and vote! Too many people have bled and died for you to have the right to vote. Some of you geniuses are saying my vote doesn't matter. To that I say, does it matter who your parents were? They had a lot to do with your future, and so does this election.
Yes!
Listen, mister, if you don't know who to vote for, I suggest you read Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 for some guidance. And then vote your conscience. And if you didn't like the outcome of the election and you didn't vote, do this. Man, you ain't got nothing to say. In other words, shut your yapper. Just maybe your candidate would have won if you voted. I voted. What about you?
Subscribe for more thought-provoking content.